Hey, yo, it's that original smack 'em in the face, Wayne6578. Today I will show you the best Madden defense for a running QB. Everyone has played an opponent that scrambles outside of the pocket and throws to an open receiver downfield. This can be very frustrating and will make you rage sometimes. I will show you the best defense to run in Madden to stop mobile, running, scrambling QBs. The great thing about this defensive tip and this setup is that it can work out of any formation, any play. Before we get into the breakdown, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. It really helps me out, guys. Now let's get into the breakdown. Now, in order to have the best defense in Madden to stop running QBs, we must first get the right personnel on the field. Our defensive line is very important, okay? When you're setting up your defensive line, you want to make sure you follow these steps to have the best ability and the best chance to stop a mobile QB. Now, you want to find, especially your defensive ends, you want to set those guys to have good strength, speed, awareness, and pursuit. And lastly, you want those guys to have decent block shed. Now, your nose tackle, you want him to be your heaviest and your strongest player on your team. Lastly, one of your middle linebackers, because you will be putting this guy in a spy, you want to be your fastest linebacker. Just one of them. That's it. As far as ratings go, I found it works best with players rated strength 85, speed 75 and above, awareness 68 and above. Pursuit, very important, because when they break off of those blocks, you want them to be able to chase down speedy quarterbacks. You want the pursuit to be at least 78 and above, and then block shed, you want to have at least 74 and above rating. Now, that's very, very important. If you do not have defensive ends with that quality, it is okay. Just put your best players in as close as you can to those ratings. Now, I'm going to be using my defensive ends is Khalil Mack. Everybody doesn't have a Khalil Mack, but he meets all of those ratings and exceeds it. And then I'm going to be using my other defensive end is Robert Quinn. Now, I put linebackers in. I'm running a 3-4 odd, cover 4 drop show 2, but this works out of any defense. Just make sure you want speedy defensive ends. If you have a fast defensive end, you can put a Nick Bosa there or something like that. But if you want to put fast linebackers in there, just make sure they have those type of rating. We're gonna pick the 3-4 odd drop show 2, and I'm using 2 controllers. Now, when I'm doing this play, I'm gonna show you that we're gonna be putting one of these guys in a spy. Now, I'm using 2 controllers. I cannot pick the other controller up and click the spy down, but I will show you that we're gonna go over one of the famous plays, the PA boot over. I did a breakdown on this easy one-play touchdown on my channel, guys. Matter of fact, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So everyone's played a quarterback where you can roll out, they'll sit right here, get that double team over there, and they'll just sit right here. They'll roll out over here. As long as that double team is there, they can hit you downfield for a big gain. They have a lot of time back there. They can just destroy you. And they can roll out from either left or right. We'll do it to the right side this time. And it's so frustrating, especially if they get that double team. They can just sit right here all day, wait, and pick up a lot of yards downfield. And they'll have crossing routes downfield where they'll get guys open. And like I said, you can roll out from the left or the right. Okay, we'll get that double team, we'll roll out to the left, and they can either run it or just sit back there and wait and just pick you apart easily, guys. Now, it's very, very frustrating, so we want to stop that. And a little block shed there. That's what you want. I'm going to show you how to get that every time. As you see, even if that block shed comes, they can run the ball the other way. Now, to prevent them from rolling out, this simple setup works on any defensive play, any defensive formation, and it's very, very simple, guys. All you do is spread your D-line, spread your linebackers, crash your D-line out. And I like to crash them out twice just to make sure that crash out takes effect. Sometimes it doesn't register if you just do it once. Okay, then you want to QB contain your defensive line, and then you want to put that fast linebacker in a QB spy. Lastly, you just want to pass commit. And that's it, guys. And you'll see when they roll out, that defensive end is right there to get off of that block, and you can easily stop them from rolling out, stop them from sitting in the pocket. And the great thing about this is it works great on both sides. Okay, as you see right here, we have our rollout set up and we try to roll out, but that defensive end can't get double teamed because we spread those linebackers and we spread those defensive line. Now, as you see, he rolls out and look at that. Khalil Mack is already right there, and it'll work if they run it to the right or the left, guys. I'll show you them running it to the left next, and I'll show you that it's real simple and you can still smack them in their face. Now we're gonna run it to the left. Setup is still the same. You're gonna spread that D-line, spread those linebackers, crash that D-line out twice. Okay, QB contain, and put that spy, that fast linebacker in the spy. Make sure you pass commit. Now this time we'll run to the left. You see that defensive end is already right there, and we have that spy back there too. So it's nothing they can do, guys. It's nothing they can do. They can't roll out and sit there. And I'm taking off with one of the most elusive quarterbacks there is in Kyler Murray. Now I'll show you another alternate setup you can do. I don't like this one as much as I like the first one, but this one, you want to shift your D-line towards the loaded side of the offense. Like if they have a tight end, if they have two tight ends or anything, a receiver near that line of scrimmage, you want to shift that line, and then you want to do everything the same as you did before. Spread those linebackers, crash that D-line out, okay? Do that twice, and then QB contain, put that guy in a spy. Now this way, make sure you pass commit. This way works great too, but I'll show you the bad thing of this. This way we got that defensive end to shed, and we're able to smack him in his face, and we're able to get an easy fumble on the guy. Okay, they can't roll out and they can't sit there. Now this way I don't like as much, because if they roll to the left and you don't have that spy, I'll show we'll roll to the left and we won't set the spy out there. But when you do set the spy, even when they roll to the left, you got to click down on that R3 toggle when he rolls out to the left. But if you do this setup, they can always turn back and roll to the left and they'll be able to get a lot of yards. But you do the same thing, shift towards that overloaded side, crash your D-line out, okay, QB contain, and then we're going to pass commit. We're not going to set that guy up for that, we're not going to set the guy up for the QB spy. And then we'll just roll to the left. You see that double team happens, we don't have the spy. That's why I don't like that. I always want those defensive ends to get those block sheds. But I'll show you, we can still do that setup. We can still do the same setup, and then we'll put the spy in this time. Okay, so we got the setup there, and we got the spy in there. Crash these out just to make sure they're crashing out. And we got the spy. Okay, now I'm going to try to press this spy down with two controllers. It's going to be very hard, but we can roll out to the left, and then I can send that spy. That spy comes down, and instead of that defensive end, and he'll still smack that guy in his face. He won't be able to do anything. But I do like the other way better. Now I like this setup better, where you just spread your D-line and spread your linebackers and crash out. I don't really like shifting towards that overloaded side. Unless I know he only rolls out towards one side, then I'll set it up that way. But this way, no matter where he's going to roll out, left or right, works great, guys. And again, like I said, the setup is in the description below. Okay, this is what they usually do when they can't get that pass off or they can't roll out. They'll roll out to the right, the block shed will come, they'll try to roll back to the left, and then that's when we send that spy. I had to take my hand off of this controller and press it, but they'll usually do that. Or I'll show you another thing that they do, and you just got to have good coverage behind. Now, if they stay in the pocket, that's what you want. We're going to spread that D-line, spread those linebackers, crash that D-line out twice, QB contain, put that spy out there, make sure we pass commit. Now I'll show you if they stay in the pocket, okay? This is them staying in the pocket. Look at that defensive tackle, that nose tackle that we set up. Okay, they can't get on the outside. That defensive nose tackle is going to keep them in that pocket, and that's what you want them to do. They'll have trouble. What is wrong with my nose tackle? Hakeem Hicks. I think he just froze, man. Did Medusa look at him? What is up with Hakeem Hicks? Wait a minute. I'm trying to do a video, and Hakeem Hicks is out here. Brother. A glitch in the Matrix, man. What in the Sam hell? But he got 3 people. So he's taking 3 offensive blockers. Hakeem Hicks. Dude, look at Roquan Smith coming up like, hey bro, you cool? You cool, bro? Anyway. Now I'll show you that once they start staying in that pocket, sometimes if you have a good nose tackle, you'll get that block shed from that nose tackle. You see Khalil Mack and some beasts right there, and they couldn't stop him. Oh my. So use this setup, guys. So they won't sit out there and just pick you apart like they do. And they'll have a frustrating time trying to get, trying to sit out in that pocket and get open. We'll run it to the left this time. There's Robert Quinn coming out there. Where's our spy? Where's our spy? So just remember, click that spy down on that R3 toggle. Utilize this setup to get that block shed and have no more of this rolling out. Just smack these guys in their face. Got the spy. No more, guys. No more, guys. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Wayne6578. Yep, I'm outie, but I'll be